friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking you through how to do the Tunisian bias stitch or Tunisian crochet corner to corner. I'm using my Lion brand yarns Mandala ombre yarn in Harmony and my Furls Tunisian crochet hook and 8mm. So let's get started. Corner to corner bias stitch is basically a series of increased rows and then decreased rows. Super simple. It's not hard at all. So let's get started. First, I am going to slip knot. And I am going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do my foundation row. I have a separate tutorial for this as well. Basically, we are just going to pick up loops in the back bump of each stitch across, and then we're going to do a return pass. So chain 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So now we have 3 stitches, and the way we're going to increase is by doing a Tunisian full stitch. I have another tutorial for the full stitch. Here we are just going to be working in between the stitches. So you'll see the front and back of this first vertical bar, front and back of the second vertical bar, and then the front and back of the last stitch here. So we are going to work in between the first and second. So I'm going to go into the space between the 2 stitches and just pull up a loop. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then we're just going to work simple stitch into the next stitch, which is basically you're just working into the front bar, vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then we're going to work and increase again in between the second stitch and the last stitch. So I'm going to go in, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we worked another increase, and then we are going to work the last stitch as we usually do, which is basically you're going to go under both loops here and pull up a loop. And then we'll do a normal return pass, which is chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. And then again, we're going to work an increase. So just do the full stitch. You're working between the first and second stitches in the space, and you're going to pull up a loop there. Then we're going to do Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian simple stitch until we get to the last stitch. And then again, we are going to increase by going into the space between the second and third stitch. And then we're going to work the last stitch as normal. And then we are going to yarn over, chain 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2, 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 all the way across. So now we have 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you are counting your stitches as you go, because it's easy to forget your increases. And then again, we are going to, I'll complete a couple more rows with you for the increase. And then I'm going to go into the space here, pull up a loop. Then we are going to work a simple stitch, all the way across until we get to that last stitch, and again we are going to work into the space between the last stitch, and then we're going to work the last stitch by pulling up a loop under both, and then I'm going to do, so now we should have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches. And then we're going to chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 all the way across as we normally do. And then basically we're just increasing until we have the correct width going this way and this way to form our square. So I'm going to continue until I have about 25 stitches, and I'll meet you back for the next part. So again, continue increasing. So work a full stitch, then a simple stitch all the way across until we get to the last stitch. All right. Again, we're at the last stitch. So before we work into the last stitch, we're going to work into the space between the stitches and then work into the last stitch. So now we should have 11. We're increasing by 2 every row. Yarn over, pull through 2 all the way across. So I'm going to continue until I have a total of 25 stitches, and I will meet you back. We're just going to keep increasing in the same way, and I'll meet you for the next part. All right, so I am on the last row where I have increased to 25 stitches. I'm just going to do my return pass, but before I do, because it's laying flat like this, I wanted to show you. Basically, you want to work until you have the width that you need for your project. So these would be the edges, you know, the short edge, long edge for your square. So just continue until you have that width, and then you're going to process. So I'm going to work my last return pass for the increased rows, and then I'll show you how to decrease. Pretty simple. If you already know how to do Tunisian simple stitch 2 together, it's pretty much all you need. So let me work my return pass, and then I will show you how to decrease. All right, so we have 25 stitches across. And now I'm going to start the decreasing process. So basically what you're going to do is we are going to not work in the first stitch. We're going to decrease at the ends. So the way we do that is go through the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And that's a decrease. Tunisian simple stitch 2 together decrease. And then work simple stitch all the way across until you're at the last 3 stitches in the row. All right, so we are at the last 3 stitches here. You can see 1, 2, and then the end stitch. So we're going to go through the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, and pull up a loop, and that's our Tunisian simple stitch 2 together decrease again. And then we're just going to work our last stitch as we normally do, and then we're just going to do our return pass, and we're going to continue the decrease rows until we have 5 stitches remaining. So I'm going to do a couple more rows with you. So again, we are not working into this first stitch. We're going to go through the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then just simple stitch all the way across until we are at the last 3 stitches. So again, yarn over, pull through 2, and through these 2 last, when we get to the last 3 stitches, we are just going into these 2 vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop, and that's your Tunisian simple stitch, 2 together again, and then work your last stitch as normal. I'll do one more row with you. You can start to see the decreases. You're getting that edge forming there. So yarn over, pull through 2 all the way across. So I'm going to do one more row. We are going to go through the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop, and that's another decrease. Simple stitch all the way across until we are at the last 3 stitches. Alright, so now we're at the last 3 stitches. We're going to go through the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's our Tunisian simple stitch decrease again. Then we're going to work under both loops here in the last stitch, pull up a loop, and then chain 1, pull through 2 all the way across. So we've decreased to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 stitches. So we are going to continue doing that until we have 5 stitches remaining. So I will meet you guys back once we've done a few more rows for the next part. Alright, so I am at my last 5 stitches, and this is the last few decreases we're going to do. So I'm going to do my return pass here, oops, to get back to my forward pass. Alright, now we have 5 stitches, and what we're going to do is do a decrease into the next 2 stitches. Like, we're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch 2 together here as we were doing. And then this time we are going to go through the next vertical bar and go under the last stitch, go under the 2 loops in the last stitch, and pull through both of those. So now we have 3 stitches, and then we're going to do our return pass, and then we are going to go through in the last row. What we're going to do is just go through the next vertical bar, go through the last 2, the last stitch, go under the loop there and then under the 2 loops, and then we are just going to pull through all 3, and that is the last stitch. And you just bind off that way, and then we are going to and there's your square, the bias square, the Tunisian bias stitch. And there you go. And then you're just going to leave a tail, cut the yarn, and weave in your ends as you normally would. But this is how you work a Tunisian bias stitch technique, corner to corner Tunisian crochet, and I think it looks best with variegated yarn. Look at the beautiful colors coming together here. This is the Line Brand Ombre, Mandela Ombre, and I've linked to it in the description, and that's pretty much it. Super simple, just a bunch of increases and decreases. Hope you liked the tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.